students can drop the message on the WhatsApp group why they did not attend the class. Okay, so if their issue is valid, I will give the attendance to them. Okay, and after this I am not going to allow the students. I will record this one, they can listen this thing, so it will not disturb me. Okay, now in today class we are discussing about what is memory. Anybody can tell me what is memory? What is memory?
मैम जहाँ मैम डेटा स्टोर होता है मेमोरी.
Yeah, basically, yeah, memory is a place where you can store the data. So basically you can say it's a storage device. Storage device. It can store the values. Okay, so anybody can tell me importance of memory in context of processor. Importance of memory in context of processor. Of memory in context of processor. Yeah. Yes. Anybody can give me respond about it. What is the importance of memory in context of processor?
मैम रिसोर्स शेयरिंग करने के लिए.
Sorry.
रिसोर्स शेयर करने के लिए.
May I know your name?
रविशंकर.
Okay, Ravi Shankar. On what context you are saying resource sharing? Means can you elaborate?
मैम अगर प्रोसेसर को कोई मतलब डेटा चाहिए होता है तो वो रिसोर्स के रूप में मेमोरी को ही यूज़ करता है, क्योंकि वहाँ हमारे कुछ लाइक अगर मैं यूज़ करूँ दो जावा के प्रोग्राम यूज़ करूँ जिसको एक को एक्सिक्यूट करने में दूसरे की हेल्प चाहिए होती है, तो जिस प्लेस पे वो स्टोर होता है उस टाइम पे प्रोसेसर मेमोरी को यूज़ करता है.
Okay, fine. Okay. Anybody give me that answer about it? Ki processor having their own memory? This is a memory.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so if you wanted to assume, it means in a previous lab you perform some certain kind of program like addition. So if you write the addition code, so when you write the addition code, how your processor will execute this code? You wrote certain code, na? Move MVI something, you wrote some value here, certain line of code you written, na? A comma 20h like that, then you are writing ADI 30h and HLT. So if you are writing this line of code, so how your processor will execute, where this code will be saved? Yeah, anybody
Memory,
can
yeah, register.
Memory, yeah, register. Who is that? Ravi Shankar? Is it Ravi?
Yogesh Baisla.
Yogesh. Acha, Yogesh, you are saying either memory or either register. So can you please clear this program will stored in memory or register?
ये मैम शायद रजिस्टर में, क्योंकि एट अ टाइम चाहिए होगा प्राइमरी मेमोरी की तरह.
Okay, Yogesh. Okay. Rest of the student wanted to clarify the Yogesh statement, or is it correct? Yes. Anybody wanted to clarify the Yogesh statement, or is it correct? Clarify or correct anything? Yeah. Rest of the 38 student, can you please tell me?
I think correct. He is correct.
Okay, who is that?
Yeah. Nimesh.
Nimesh. Okay. Okay, fine. So I just clear your doubt. So first, whatever your answer, I will clarify about the register. Basically, what is a register? We already studied in a computer architecture registers having a size. Either you have a 8-bit register or either you have a 16-bit register. Okay, so it means your register size either can be 8-bit, either it can be 16-bit. Okay, so it means your register can only store either 8-bit or either 16-bit depending upon the size of register. Here in this instruction you can see this is the data, or this particular instruction also belongs certain opcode, maybe some hexadecimal value, this also belong this thing, this also belongs some particular opcodes. So after knowing the definition of register, still your answer is same, this program will store in register. Is it possible?
No, ma'am.
So tell me where it will be stored.
Memory.
Yeah, now it's a correct answer. So basically, importance of memory in context of the processor is memory is the place where your program will be stored. Your whole program is stored over here. Now the next question comes in your mind. So what is the importance of the register of processor? Your processor contain the register array. We discussed na, inside the processor you have a CPU, you have a register array. Register array is nothing but a multiple registers, not 1 2 3. You have a many register, that is called the array. Array is sequence of the register is called array. And control unit. So here you can understand your processor also having registers. So this register is used to temporarily hold the value while performing the ALU operation. ALU means arithmetic logical operation. Assume it, if you are performing an addition operation, so you have to keep the value in the register so it can perform the operation. So registers are the temporary, it's also you can say a memory. It's a small place, 8-bit 16-bit. It cannot hold the program, but it can contain the temporary values. So it can hold the temporary values while performing the arithmetical logical operation. Okay, so importance of memory in context of processor. Memory is the place where whole program will be stored. Depending upon the task, processor fetches the value inside the processor, perform the operation and execute the same operation on the memory or either IO device. Means assume it, if your answer is like result of this particular program is in accumulator, it is stored in accumulator. So if you wanted to store this result on the memory, so you can write one instruction and your result will be written on the memory. If you want your result written on the IO port, so you have a one instruction out ATH, so you can directly write the your output on the IO port. So via processor you have an option to execute your program either on the memory or either on the output port. So till lab 3 or lab 2 you understand, you can write the data on the memory. So you can understand memory is the place where your whole program will store. Memory is the place where you can store your output also. Memory is the place where you can take the input, and output port is the place where you can give the output. Only give the output, you cannot store the output, because output port is the place where you can execute the data. So here memory is a very important place which can hold whole program. So memory is a very important part in context of the processor. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah, anybody
Yes,
can
ma'am.
please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very nice. So this is the very basic fundamental things you need to understand, because you know when your Viva will conduct, they will ask certain kind of questions. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear. Now I am moving to the slide part. Here they discuss about what is a memory. So we already discussed memory is the location where information is kept while not in current use. Okay, so basically memory you can use for that purpose. Second thing, we are talking about the size of the memory. Size of the memory. Size of the memory. So basically your memory is decided ki how much bit can stored. So we are saying like one memory location stored 1 byte. Store 1 byte. Here 1 byte means, meaning of that, one memory location stored 1 byte information means if the memory location is a 16-bit, your memory location is defined like a 16-bit. 16-bit, if I'm writing like this, you did in the second lab, like this is your memory address 00h, this is a 16-bit information. So here on one address only 1 byte information can store. 1 byte means 8-bit. Assume it you are writing like 00h, so only that much information can store it. Okay, so in 8085, the size of memory location is 16-bit and the content which can stored on one location, that is a 1 byte or 8-bit. Just remember this thing. Now we are talking about the size in context of that, ki how much size is possible. So basically memory is saying in that term, like if you are saying 2 to the power 10, so it means that is called the 1 kilobyte. This is the size of memory, means that much 1 kilobyte. Kilo means 2 to the power 10, 2 to the power 10 means 2 to the power 10 means 1024, 2 to the power 10 means 1024 बाइट, और बाइट को अगर आप कन्वर्ट करोगे तो 1 बाइट इक्वल्स टू 8, तो 1024 into 8, that much bit can store into the memory. Are you getting my point? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah, anybody can
Yes,
please
ma'am.
respond it. Yeah, very nice. Because you know that is also the Viva question. They will ask this thing. Okay, now the next question comes in your mind. After 1 KB, next size will be 2 to the power 20. So if we are saying 2 to the power 20, we are saying 2 to the power 10 is 1 KB. So if I will justify this particular thing, it can write in this thing 2 to the power 10 plus 2 to the power 10. This is 1 KB and this is 1 KB. So basically it become a 1 MB. It become a 1 MB. That is called a 1 megabyte. 1 megabyte. Okay. And if we are saying 2 to the power 30, it will be 1 gigabyte. So memory is written in that fashion. To the power 30, it can be the 1 gigabyte, and if you are going more further, it will increase in that way. So that is called the size of memory. The size of memory will decide ki how many bits you can store inside the memory. Okay, so if in the Viva somebody will ask you the question, question 3, how much data stored in, how much data or program, how much program can store into the memory, or somebody can say the processor. Either question frame correctly or wrong. Yeah, how much program can store into the memory or processor, is it correct? Yeah, that question framing is correct. Yeah, anybody can please respond it. If it is correct, if it's not correct, please justify your answer. Yeah, how much program can stored into the memory or processor, how the programmer or the hardware person who is working on the project will decide. Yes, anybody can tell me?
मैम प्रोसेसर में तो प्रोग्राम स्टोर होता ही नहीं है.
Yeah, so the framing of the question is wrong. Okay, basically processor along with the memory, if it's available, then you can do the task. Because if you are not able to store the program into the memory, your processor cannot manipulate and process anything, because processor don't have that much registers or that much space which can store your program. So the thing is that without memory, processor cannot do the things. Okay, now the next question is how much program can be stored in the memory, how you will decide? How you will decide ki how much program can store into the memory? Yeah. Yes, anybody can tell me, give me the answer. Anybody can tell me how you will decide how much program can stored into the memory? Anybody can interpret about it ki what will be the size of their program, and according to that they will buy a memory IC, or getting approximate idea ki I have to prefer that much memory, my data is that. Like in a laptop, if you go to the property, you can find out ki what is the size of your file, and that much like I'm just giving example of your pen drive. if you know your pen drive is 1 MB, 2 GB, 3 GB, and if your data size which you are going to transfer to the your pen drive, so if the data size is more than the pen drive, then you cannot transfer to the whole data. So according to the your input size data, you are deciding your pen drive कि how do you require that much pen drive, that much size of pen drive. So similarly, if you are designing any kind of application project and you are designing your own hardware or maybe choosing your own hardware to display your result, so as a programmer, how you will decide कि in this memory that much program you can store it? How you will decide कि this memory IC is suitable? Like if you are going to the market, you have a memory one, you have a lakhs of memory, like infinity, you have a that much memory. So which memory IC you will prefer? How you will decide? Yes, anybody can give the answer? Yeah, anybody can respond it. Yes. Yes, anybody can tell me.
मैम जिसकी डेटा ट्रांसफर करने की स्पीड ज़्यादा हो.
Who is that?
रविशंकर मैम, लाइक SSD.
अच्छा, Ravishankar, you are saying कि depending upon the data transfer speed, you will decide कि that much program can be stored. But I don't understand. That is the only that transfer the data from your one device to another device. So it's a data transfer rate between how the memory is important there. My question is how much program can store into the memory. Assume it if your program size is 6,000 line, 8,000 line or 10,000 line. So how you will decide the memory chip कि this chip is suitable for my program length. Like your program is 6,000 line. So this 6,000 line of code के लिए I will prefer M1 memory or M2 memory or M3 memory. How you will decide that part?
मैम प्रोग्राम की साइज के हिसाब से.
How your program size is, I'm just telling you na, this is the 6,000 line of the code for your program. Now which memory you can store, how much program can stored in the memory? So basically 6,000 line of the code you have to store into the memory. Now the next question comes in your line ki now which memory I have to prefer. You know your line of code is the 6,000 line of code. Now how you will decide ki which memory I have to took? Like in place of memory, you just understand in that way, you have a pen drive, you have a 2 GB pen drive, 4 GB pen drive, 8 GB pen drive, and your computer data which you have to transfer, that is a 2 GB. So among the 2, 4 and 8, for you it's suitable 2 GB, 4 also, 8 also, because greater than is good, but 1 GB will not be preferable if I'm giving the option 1 GB. So among these 4 pen drive, you can decide which pen drive you have to prefer for your code. So similarly, if in the market you have a lots of memory ICs, so according to the size of the program, you have to choose which memory is suitable for you. How you will decide? How you will decide this memory is suitable for me?
No idea, ma'am.
See, in this question 3, are you getting some kind of hint over here? I explained how to find out the size of memory. Did I discuss about it? Size of memory. Some memory coming in the 1 KB size, some memory coming in 2 KB, some is 1 MB, 64 KB, 2 MB. Your cache memory is also coming in 8 MB size, GB size also. So how you can decide it? See, first you need to understand this is the 6,000 line of code. Okay, so in an arbitrary way, you know this is 6,000 line because as a programmer you are working on the high level language. In a high level language, you only know the lines, but you don't know each and every line taking how many bits. But here, when you are working here, in this program, you know this is your assembly language, and in this is assembly language, this is the 2-byte instruction. I will tell you how you will decide 2-byte. 2-byte means it will take how many memory space? Can you tell me? Can you tell me how many memory space? Here I told you na, one memory location contain 1 byte. We discussed na, one memory location contain 1 byte information. So if you have a 2 byte, how many memory location you required? Anybody can tell me?
Ma'am,
2. You require 2 memory location over here. This ADI also the 2 byte instruction. This is also the 2 byte instruction. So you require two memory location. And this your HLT is, this HLT is 1 byte instruction. 1 byte instruction. So you require 1 memory location. So can you tell me total for the program how many memory location you require? For 5 memory location. 1 memory location contain 1 byte. Okay, and 1 byte equals to 8 bit. So 5 memory location equals to how much in terms of bytes?
5 byte or 40 bit?
5 byte you have a 5 byte, and byte if you wanted to convert into the bit, you can multiply with the 8 because 1 byte equals to 8. So you can multiply with the 8. So you are getting 40 bits. Okay, you are getting 40 bits. So according to that, you can decide it ki that particular memory chip which contain that much space, you can store your code over here. So assume it, if your memory is starting with the 1 KB, so 1 KB is greater than the 4 bits. So you can use that particular memory which contain the 1 KB space. And how you will get this information about the memory? You will go to the datasheet, you will find out ki the size of memory is like, when you are purchasing the SD card. So the size of the card is already written there. So for that, either you can go to the datasheet and find out the size of that. But according to your program, how you can find out ki your program will take how many bits, you can decide like this. So this is the basic advantage of the assembly language. You can decide each and everything directly. But when we are working on the high level language coding, you don't aware about it ki how much space you required. But we also having option there also to find out the memory part. Okay, so in that way you can decide ki that much memory you required. Are you getting my point? According to the size of the code, you can decide your memory. Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah, is it clear? Anybody can
Yes,
respond
ma'am.
it? Okay, fine. So here, in this particular part, you can understand here ki this is your processor. This is your processor. If you have to interface the memory externally, so how you will choose the memory, which memory you have to connect, it totally depend upon your program. So program depend upon the programmer, and programmer knows what can be the approximate length of his code, so he can decide the memory IC. And after knowing this thing, particular programmer can decide ki which particular hardware board is applicable for his application project. Is it clear? Indirectly I given the idea, if you are designing any kind of hardware project, or you wanted to execute anything on the hardware via laptop, so you can decide it ki how much memory is required along with the processor. It depends upon the programmer. That's why I explained that part. Is it clear? Yeah, is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So now I'm moving to the next part. So here I cleared about the memory part. Now you already understand what is memory. Then next thing is, what is a microprocessor based system? So here in this slide you can see normal microprocessor based system is which contain the processor. You have a memory, you have an input, and you have an output. So I explained one definition about the system, interconnection of the block. So here you can understand you have a 4 block which you are interconnecting, and that's why you are saying system. Why we are saying microprocessor based? Because the core element of this particular system is processor. That's why this is the microprocessor based system. Are you getting my point? So this is basically your system. Now by this system you can perform any kind of task. If you don't have this thing, you are not able to execute your code. At least you require memory. Whatever code you are executing and simulating on the mobile simulator and your laptop simulator, that whole thing is passed with the processor, and processor executing the data either on the memory, either on the IO, or either inside the processor register. In the previous first lab, you had seen your result in registers A, B, C, D, so that contained by the processor. And the next lab, you have seen the result on the memory. So this task you did. Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah, anybody can respond it. This
Yes,
part
ma'am.
is clear? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
next concept I am going to explain about the memory map. We discussed that part in the computer architecture. So anybody can recall it. What is memory map? Memory map. Yes?
मैम इसका मतलब कौन सी मेमोरी लोकेशन पर कौन सा डेटा स्टोर्ड है जो अभी हमने लैब में करा था शायद.
Okay, okay, fine. A little bit correct. Okay, anybody wanted to add in this? Your name is?
मैम सिद्धार्थ दानगढ़.
Acha, Siddharth. Okay, Siddharth. Yeah. Anybody wanted to tell in this thing ki what is memory map? Yes? Basically, if you are showing the pictorial form, the range of the memory, like if your memory having the size 00h, 00h to 00fh, this is the size of memory. So if you are presenting your memory in this particular fashion, address range of the memory, if you are drawing in a graphical manner, then you are saying that is called the memory mapping. So memory mapping is nothing but a saying the range of the address. So like here, if you are saying this is the memory, yes, this is the starting range of the memory. Okay, so this particular first address can contain only 1 byte information, and it's going till 0005h. It's going till 005h, 00fh. So can you tell me what is the size of this memory? How much data can store in this memory? Anybody can tell me? F means what? F means what? 15, na? So how many data can stored? Or bytes or bits? Can anybody tell me? This one memory will be stored 1 byte information. Then if you are moving to the next one, 0001h can store again 1 byte information. It will go till here. It again store 1 byte information. So can you tell me if your memory range will 00h to 00fh? So how many byte can stored? Yes. How many byte can store here?
16.
Yes.
Ma'am, 16.
Yes, 16. 16 byte can store and 16 byte can convert into the bit 16 into 8. So that much information can be stored here. Okay, so the size of the memory will be the 16 byte. This is the size of memory. This is the size of memory, 16 byte. 16 byte is the size of the memory. If you are presenting the memory in this way, 00s is 00fh. So this is called the memory mapping. Is it clear? Is it clear what is called the memory mapping? Memory mapping is nothing but a pictorial representation of the address range. So I am moving to the slide where they explain about this memory mapping. Here you can see you have a RAM 1, RAM 2, RAM 3, RAM 4, EEPROM. So this is, you can see every section show the ranges of the memory. Means that is the size of memory, that much data can store. This RAM 2, RAM 3, this is the memory slots. Actually you have a whole memory, and memory is divided into the multiple sections. So here you can see this is the address range. So this address range will indicate that much data can stored into the memory. Like you can understand in your laptop you have a memory slot. you have a memory slot. So like in my laptop I'm having two slot of memory, and two slot में जो maximum memory I can access that can be 8 GB. Above that I cannot do it because my hardware will not support. My hardware not support this thing. I can do the 16 GB also, but my hardware will not work with this. So initially when I buy the laptop, I'm having 4 GB memory. But after that, to enhance the speed of the processor, I introduced the again 4 GB slot. I put this particular memory along this. So basically here, if I will say the memory mapping part, so if I will tell the range of this 4 GB, like if I will say about the range of this 00H2 for the 4 GB, whatever part is there, if I will write that thing, so this is called the memory mapping of this 4 GB. And again for this plus I'm telling about this, so it will start from this 00 to xxx, whatever range will be there. So that is called the memory mapping. So memory mapping means you are saying the range of the address starting and ending address, starting to ending address. That is called the basically memory mapping. Okay, so in today class I'm finishing about the memory mapping part and what is memory. So this is the basic fundamental thing which you need to understand. Okay, if you have any doubt among this, you can ask.